Hey, good evening, guys, ladies. You ever take medication for depression or anxiety or anything of that nature? I've been on that medication for over 10 years for antidepressants, and and I noticed in my last video I used a word, don't remember the word, but it's on my last video, that did not fit where it went. So disregard that one. Finish the whole video, but disregard that word. Sometimes my brain gets mixed up with words, so that's just the way it works. I want to thank someone very much for her donation to the channel. Bear appreciates it. That way you don't have to sit here and huff and puff and act like he's dying because it's so hot. He's not happy unless he's swimming, okay? So don't let him fool you. Anyway, I was taking this medication and told myself, it's not working. So what's the point of putting that poison in my body if it isn't doing me any good? It's like the medication I have for my ADHD. I don't take it either. It was making my heart rate go sky high, and I don't like that. I'm not gonna have a heart attack over a fucking pill. Hell with that shit. We have heart disease in my family, and I don't need it. I went and got one of these. I went and gave plasma today. They actually let me do it again. Wasn't nothing wrong with my plasma this time. It wasn't all foamy or anything. This time the machine was screwing up. I can't win for losing, I'm telling you. But so I went and done that and made 60 bucks doing it, but 60 bucks for an hour, whatever, works for me. You get some people in there that are complaining and bitching they ought to pay more because they get $5,000 a pint or some shit, I don't know. Apparently they don't understand that people, have to get paid. The company's got to get paid, and then they got to dwindle it down to the employees, And I understand a lot of people do it for drugs or whatever, so they can get more. But it's a good way of, if you're running low on money, and you can do it, then it's a good way to get some, get a full tank of gas if you got a smaller vehicle anyway. I think it costs like 50 bucks to fill my van up. I think. I'm not really sure because I've never filled it all the way up. Because I'm always afraid if I do, I'll get pulled over. So, I'm not going to waste all that money in it, you know what I mean? I'll throw 20 bucks in it or whatever. Gas is still down to $2.77, it looked like. No, I'm sorry, it went down another 3 cents, I think. So it's down to $2.74. Is it kind of wondering if it's because of the elections, if that's the reason. It seems like it does that, right? Every election year, it seems like it goes down. Like, oh my God, we got to bring it down. So what happens to the rest of the time? Why does it go up so high? See, that's the question that people need to ask. If we can get it down low enough, why can't it stay there? I was sitting there looking at some gas prices like in Brazil, stuff like that, but yeah, they pay like, what was it the last time I looked? Hold on. Well, let's look real quick. Might take me a little bit to figure it out, but hey, let's look. Let's see what gas prices is over in let's go Brazil. Alright, so gasoline prices is $1.09 per liter in the US dollar. I don't know what that varies from gallons to liters. I'm not that bright, okay, so which country is the cheapest? Venezuela. Which, ain't Venezuela always the cheapest? Just curious what you guys say. It doesn't say which one or what the prices are, but it says Venezuela. What the hell is that over there? The world's highest waterfall at 3,212 feet. What does that got to do with fuel? Oh, here we go. Now this is all in U.S. prices, right? So Brazil is $1.09, like I said. Well, that don't make any freaking sense. Let's not do that. What prices? Son of a buck. I'm all dumb. Sorry, guys. How about Mexico? What is that? I know a lot of you guys go to Mexico. But, you know, I had my chances to go to Mexico when I was driving a truck. When I first started driving back in the 90s. I used to go down to Laredo, down by the border all the time and deliver down there. And there was always this one Mexican guy always asking me if I'm spending the weekend in Laredo. And I'm like, well, yeah, I got to do my 34 and wait for my trailer to come back across from Mexico. Oh, come on, man, we can go party. I never had the balls to do it. Have you guys been to Mexico? Let me know in the description. If you have, what'd you like about it? I always wanted to go because I had aunts and cousins and uncles and shit like that lived down there. Well, at least they used to. I don't know if they still do. It was on my mom's side. I know her aunt sold everything she had here in the States and moved down there and bought a ranch. Now this is all hearsay because they didn't talk too much about her, but bought a ranch and had servants, what I call them. Yeah. And this was probably in the 60s, 70s, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember when she went, but that's what I was told. Alright, let's go to another subject. Alright. So, you guys ever had this happen to you, when a family member passes away in your family that you never knew, never met, but in your mind, for some reason, you remember when somebody came over to tell your family that it passed, he or she passed. It's a weird thing, isn't it? I used to tell my dad this all the time, and he was like, dude, you wasn't there. You wasn't even born yet. So I guess she died in the 60s or something by a motorcycle accident. Her and her boyfriend or husband or boyfriend, I don't know. Somebody hit her in the ass end, her and her old man, of the motorcycle, and they hit a telephone pole or something like that. But they said it was like in the 60s. But isn't it weird that in your head you were there? I mean, it was like picture perfect, you know. Like, I remember my uncle going to my dad's house, or going to our house, coming to our house. My dad was sitting in his chair when my uncle came over and told him that she got killed. And they were real close, apparently. Him and her was one of the closest ones. My grandma had like 9 kids. So I don't understand that. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand anyway, but I can't comprehend a lot of stuff. And it's aggravating because, you know, you're trying to understand things that is easy for other people to understand, and you can't do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I always thought it was weird because I told Dad, I was like, are you sure? Because I remember clearly I was right there, you know? So is it like reincarnating and I'm remembering something else? I honestly don't believe in reincarnation, but, you know, God gives you one chance and that's about it, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just something that popped in my head, and I figured I'd ask you guys, you know. You guys are pretty cool about commenting in the videos, and I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to what you guys have to say. But, yeah. You guys ever do that? Ever remember something that supposedly you were not there, but you remember it completely? It's weird, huh? It's like one time when I was a team driver, so I was a team driver for 10 years, I think. It was pretty interesting. Guy was a really good friend of mine, and I don't know what happened. Something changed in him, and yeah, so one day I was sleeping, and we was coming back from California or going to California or something like that. But I can remember, and this is gonna be freaking weird, trust me, going across the Rockies and coming down the hill, or coming down the mountain on the other side, and it was pure black ice all the way down the mountain, and everybody with CVs had their CVs on, telling you not to go. Well, it's a little freaking late when you hit the top of the ridge, you know, and you're working your way down. Pure black ice, and then in my head you get to that spot where, because there's crashes at the bottom of the mountain, or in the middle, if I remember right. And you can't stop. As you guys have ever driven on ice before, you just can't stop. I don't know if it was a dream, movie, or what, you know. It's because whatever goes into my head, either in a book, a movie, a dream, or real life, it all combines together. So it can get really fucking confusing, trust me, especially with me. So somehow everybody died. I know, right? What the hell am I here for? But I don't know. It was weird. And it was on the other side, because I remember going across Flagstaff, I think it was. Okay, I don't remember that much. I think it was Flagstaff, because when you come on the other side, coming east, you come down into New Mexico. So that would be 40, I think, wouldn't it? Come down into New Mexico, and there's a scale house as soon as you hit the bottom of the ridge. I think it was Interstate 40. I don't remember, but hell, that was 20 years ago. Oh yeah, 20 years ago. But anyway, yeah, just throw a story out there to you guys. You guys ever think of stuff like that? You think it's real, and then it's a dream or movie, or you read it in a book when I could read? So when I first started driving, I would stop at half-price books all over the country. And I've always liked reading sci-fi books. So, or science fiction. I don't like drama. Yeah, I can't say I don't like drama, because some of the sci-fi books had drama in it. Then it got weird and started really having sex in it, and it's like, dude, you don't want to read stuff like that while you're single and driving solo. That's just weird. Anyway, yeah, when I was younger, I'd read a lot, because I love to read. Now I can't. I don't have the patience for it, you know. Bitch, that looked like my old truck. Like my old Ford Ranger I had that I wrecked. But yeah, if I could read now, I'd read all kinds of books. I love reading, but I just can't do it anymore. Now it's more like audiobook, because I can deal with that. Just sit back, relax, and listen to it instead of reading it, or have somebody else read it. I love that part. I remember I had one specific author, and that's the main books that I would buy all the time when I first discovered her books. Cheryl Kenyon, I think is her name, or something like that. But she had some science fiction, really sexual, explicit books. I mean, real bad. I didn't know it when I first got into her series, and then the deeper into her series of this, it got worse. And if you guys ever read Cheryl Kenyon's books, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But they're amazing books. If you can get past the sexual part of the books, because they're really explicit, they're amazing. It's like, I can't remember the name of the series though. I know one book was about Akron or Akron, Arkron, I don't know, something like that. That book was freaking thick. It's all about his story. Man, that was a good book. But anyway, I had the whole series and I would read it. I loved it. I'd seen the movie Saving Private Ryan years ago, so I wanted to read the book. So I bought a paperback and started reading it. Man, I couldn't put that sucker down. I read that whole book and trust me, it takes me a long time to get a book read because I have to read it slow so I understand it. And sometimes I gotta read it twice in the same chapter or before I can keep going so I understand what's going on. But I will have to say the book was a hell of a lot better than the movie. Hell of a lot better. I mean, don't get me wrong, the movie was good, but the book was better. What kind of books you guys like? Or do you read? Let me know. See, I'm a little slow, so I started out with, I guess, teenage books. As an adult, I was reading those that teenagers would read. Like, there was a kids series, something Jackson, I can't remember. It was sci-fi, I guess, or fantasy, because it was about the different world, like Olympus, stuff like that, where he was half human and half mutant, I guess. I don't know, half human or half God or something. I don't know. I can't remember. So I started reading that series first. Like I said, it's a kid's book, so it didn't take me long to get through it because it was written pretty easy. And then they made a couple movies out of it. I didn't care too much for the movies like I did the books, because the way I comprehend things is, if I'm going to watch something, I better watch it before I read the book, because if I don't, my mind goes, that's freaking wrong. Well, that's wrong. Or that wasn't right. That happened in the series way ahead. You know what I'm saying? And I understand they got to compress everything, but still, my brain doesn't comprehend all that shit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What you guys like, what kind of books you guys read. Because I love reading fantasy books. Even though I'm 49 years old, you know, I like reading the books that are kids books, I guess. I don't know. It's the only ones I can comprehend. I can't read books that are with big words, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand what the words mean. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the description below. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a blessed day. God bless you. Keep your faith. Always look up. God's always looking down. And thank you again, Pam, for supporting the channel, even though you didn't have to. I already said that. But I love you anyway. God bless you guys.